important for employers to respond appropriately to disclosures of mental health issues with young workers because sometimes it helps take away the stigma involved with mental illness and opens up communication between teams, which allows people to function and do their work appropriately, feel safe and secure in their environment.
So I decided to talk about my mental health because I became aware that my health was starting to impact my functioning at work. And so I knew that it was appropriate for both me but also the people I work with, that taking time away was the most appropriate thing to do.
The first thing they should do is be okay about it and be open and accepting of the person's communicating with them. It's a sign of trust, really, that someone's disclosed something to you.
When managing mental health disclosures from a young worker, it's important to acknowledge that it might have been really difficult for them to start the conversation with you. Previously, I've said thank you for sharing this information with me. It relaxes the situation and it builds up that care and connection while you're having the discussion. So that's really, really important, and reassuring the young person that it's a confidential conversation and it will be led by them.
Employers should know about a young person's mental health difficulties, however, this shouldn't go too far. It's generally in the sense of how those difficulties impact the young person's work.
Well, it's really important that you're led by the young person, so ask them. Then a young person needs to have a sense of control over their information. It may be that you have a policy in your workplace, and in that case then you need to make sure that the young person is aware of that before they disclose information to you. So they're kind of key points in there.
We've also been able to negotiate reasonable adjustments to their workplace. It could be things like starting or finishing times, could be even as easy as just moving their desks from one place to another in the office.
It's reassuring the young worker that they are welcome in the workplace, that they are supported, and it also reassures the young worker that they have a future in the workforce. Aside from that, it builds a fantastic culture. Others see how you react to workers having a hard time.
I knew that they took my disclosure seriously and they cared about me, because when I disclosed it, they were really respectful of my decision and they didn't try to pressure me to continue working, and they also didn't pressure me to return before I thought I was ready to.
It's really important to set boundaries, assisting them in the workplace, explaining this is what I can help you with, this is where I can provide contact points for support if you don't have supports in place already.
I think it's important to reflect on how much the young person is willing to disclose, and that could be from the employer's perspective, asking permission and consent with the young person and how much they would like to disclose and how that will potentially impact on the workplace, and really get a feel from the young person on what are the challenges and see if the workplace can support that in terms of providing a little bit more flexibility or even beyond that.
So I think confidentiality is really important. And I think it's important to know that although society's come a long way, there sometimes unfortunately can be stigma and discrimination in workplaces. Apart from having best intention, it can still happen occasionally. So I think it's really important to touch base with the young person and say, what are you comfortable with your colleagues knowing about your mental health? And really getting to know what they feel comfortable with.
Some of the ways organisations can respond to disclosures of mental health in the workplace is partnering them with organisations such as Headspace, offering assistance through employee assistance programs, can also encourage them to visit GPs, also encouraging an environment in the workplace that is nurturing so people feel safe and secure to be able to have these conversations.